All right, sophomores, we're going to talk about World War I this week. This is going to be an introductory video that explains kind of how the powers of Europe get into World War I. This is one of my favorite topics of the entire year, primarily because I get to say Schlieffen as much as humanly possible. Go team. So the situation first in 1871. Europe really, for the most part, hadn't changed from what we'd talked about. We'd talked about Britain being a very strong power. France was increasing colonialism by this time. The Ottoman Empire in the lower right here is still hanging on, although not very well. But we have the rise of two new countries. The first one is Germany. The second one is Italy. They both rise right around 1871, and the thing that unites each of the two countries is nationalism, ethnic nationalism. So the people of Germany felt like they were one ethnic group and they should be united. This is very different than the term that we'd use in the United States, which is civic nationalism, that Americans get fired up about America because of things like the Constitution, not the fact that we all came from the same ethnic group. The second thing going on, and the textbook covers this but relatively briefly, is a system of alliances in 1914. And the map in Europe is a little bit complicated in that you have two competing sets of alliances. You have the Triple Alliance and the Triple Entente. And the confusing part is the Triple Alliance is also known as the Central Powers. The Triple Entente is also known as the Allies. So the Triple Alliance, not the Allies. All right, so we have, on the one hand, the Triple Alliance, which we will highlight in purple. And the Triple Alliance, the Central Powers, Germany, Austria-Hungary, and Italy. And these powers form an alliance together primarily out of mutual defense, that they will defend one another in event of an attack. And then you also have the Triple Entente, or the Allies, which is basically the set of countries that is worried about Germany. And those countries, we'll make them red, are France, Great Britain, and Russia. And these countries form an alliance with one another, similar alliance, and they said they will defend each other in event of attack. And the theory behind this was national security, that countries would be more safe if they had neighbors aligned with them to defend themselves. So if you're Germany and you get attacked, you not only have to fight off the countries that you're attacking, but you have help this time from Austria-Hungary and Italy. And if you're France, then you would have help from Britain and Russia. And this would be a deterrent. The idea was this would stop wars from happening. This totally backfires because it actually draws all the countries of Europe into World War. But it was a good idea, kind of. So as World War I expands, it becomes increasingly globalized, and this map shows who fought on which side. The vast majority of the world ends up fighting for the Allies, which is the Triple Entente. So you have Britain, France, Russia, and they're joined by almost everyone else. The deceiving part about this map, though, is that Britain controls like half of all of the countries on this map. And so to say that they fought with the Allies is a little bit of a misnomer because they didn't have a choice. At the same time, you have the Central Powers in yellow, and the Central Powers are really basically the ones that I just talked about. You have Germany and Austria-Hungary here. They are ultimately joined in December of 1914 by the Ottoman Empire, and that's not going to be good for the Ottoman Empire because the Ottoman Empire and the Austro-Hungarian Empire will cease to exist. These are basically German colonies in Africa. So really, it's a combination of those countries plus Bulgaria that fights against the entirety of the world. The textbook goes through several different causes, and the College Board had an argument that they wanted you to be able to make, in that there are 5 different causes of World War I. And the idea is an idea of conjuncture, that all of these trends together is what causes the war to happen. So you should be conversant in each of these 5.